True Story Media.
Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey everyone, it's me, Javier. I am doing another bonus episode. This time it's for part 3 of Didn't See It Coming. And I'm joined today by one of my Patreon supporters, a longtime Patreon supporter, probably the loudest Patreon supporter I have, which is Kenito Wills. Welcome to the bonus episode, Kenito.
Hello.
So it's Kenito Wills, right?
Yes.
And where's that from? Where's that name from? That's a cool name.
It's actually not my real legal name. It is a name that was given to me by many of the Mexican people I work with at Tyson. And
cool.
They just started calling me Kenito, and it stuck, and now I use it. So
I love it.
Yeah, my real name is actually Kent. It's Kent Wills.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, Kenito. Okay, so we just call like everything Ito. We just add an Ito to the end of it.
Yeah. Yes. It's exciting.
Is this your first time doing a podcast?
Yeah, actually it is.
In this setting, it's okay, right? You're not a con artist, are you, Kenito?
No. Everything I do is pretty ethical.
But Kenito, so we're here to discuss part 3 of Didn't See It Coming, which is kind of like a big, part 2 ended with this huge cliffhanger.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And I knew when I was putting it together, I was like, people are going to hate me, but it was just the right place to end the episode.
It was.
What'd you think about it?
The ending for Sue? Oh, I was like, whoa, okay. Javier knows how to build tension and excitement. And I was like, oh man, the drop's going to be on Monday. I won't be able to listen as it drops. I'll have to wait, which is what I did. I pulled right as soon as 2:00 came. Pulled up my Patreon app, started playing it as I'm walking through the hallways of work.
Well, I mean, it's not that I wanted to leave people hanging. It's just that,
oh, it was brilliant, I thought.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing for me and for Susan felt like a letdown, right? Because we tried this thing with Matt Frazier for part 1. Yeah. That didn't go very well in terms of like, we couldn't get any of our people in. And then we tried this thing again in part 2 with Operation Gobble Gotcha, and it failed. And so we're like, well, we can't have an episode that just like fails, right? But we decided to do it anyway. And I think it worked out, Yeah. We did have a possible hot read at the end of part 3.
Yeah.
And what was your impression of that? I mean, start with what I think people want to talk about, which is her calling the whole thing off.
Oh, that was disappointing. But yeah, my personal opinion is she suspected, if she didn't actually know, that it was a sting. I think she just figured out somehow that that's probably what was happening. So she said, I got to end this. I can't do it, because I'll get exposed. And that's not something that people like that want. So that's my personal belief, is that, she caught on and decided to bail rather than be proved a fraud.
Do you think, because now you said you listened to it twice, do you feel when you listened to her call it off? Because I played, if not the majority, if not the entirety of that session, because I wanted you to hear with very little editing of what her thought process was, right? And listening to it the second time, did you get a sense that she knew that this was a sting, or you just thought that maybe she thought something was fishy?
I think she suspected. I don't think she actually knew. I think it was just she was suspecting it, and she thought better to be safe than sorry. She'd rather, forego the whatever it was, the $1,400 that she was going to get. She's like, better get rid of that. I'll lose that out. I think she strongly suspected. I don't think she knew.
Actually, you know what? I did edit something out, and maybe this is worth talking about. And I edited it out just for time, but I think it's actually important that the listener knows about this, that not only did she call off the sting, but she arranged for this family, this fake family that we created, to have a reading with a medium over in Europe. So she had already contacted that medium. She
Sure.
arranged for it because I guess she felt bad that she couldn't do the reading herself.
Yeah.
And so that medium in Europe was expecting a call from Diane and her sisters and brother.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting because that to me tells me that she knew something was up, but she wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to leave these people hanging,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, she had mentioned something about, I'm not the only one who does this, so you can find other people. And, she mentioned that to going, because she wants them to have this family, thing or whatever. And yeah, so she's like,
One of the things that does not make sense with her line of reasoning was that she said, "Hey, I already seen your Facebook post, so I can't, or your Facebook profile, so
Yeah.
I can't do a reading if I've already known you." But that almost creates the impression that she never does repeat readings, which I don't think is the case, right? So, like, let's say she met did a reading with you once. Does that mean she can't do a reading with you again? You know what I mean? Like the logic kind of falls apart there
Yeah,
a little bit.
that doesn't make sense. Because, yeah, if she's got somebody who's willing to pay, whatever it is she charges, yeah, why wouldn't she want to keep going to that well and getting that money, But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
she did know what was up. Something was up.
I can't say
Um,
that she knew, but she definitely had a very strong suspicion if she didn't actually know that there was something going on. So
Yeah. But she did offer a refund and she
yeah,
issued the refund
she
right
issued
away,
it.
which
Yeah,
is amazing.
that at least, if nothing else, that speaks well of
Mhm.
her. So
I think so. I mean, personally, I think she did the right thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She felt something was wrong and she called it off. Like she
Yep.
could have totally BS'd her way through it or
Oh
whatever
yeah.
and just given a cold read and it would have been fine, right?
Cold reads are harder to do, I would think, but I mean, she might have been able to
I
get
think
through
it
it.
requires some skills. I don't know if you've listened to my bonus episode with Rebecca, the other Patreon supporter, and I tried to do a cold read on her and it
Yes.
did not go well. It did not go
No.
well. But so now, she calls it off. But we decided to play some of the readings, 2 readings, and it was from I believe it was Barb and another woman named Lori,
Yeah.
and we let the listeners listen to those readings, and they had very specific terminology in it.
The
So,
letter
like
K?
basically the Reynolds Wrap.
Yeah, the Reynolds Wrap, because the woman had the last name of Reynolds.
There was the letter K, the
A
flower.
K and a flower, like a
Yeah,
Katie did, is mentioned.
that's how she arrived at the name.
And
And there
the one
was Dorothy.
Yes.
Remember the
Yeah.
Dorothy
Land
Wizard of
or
Oz
Wizard
thing?
of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all these different, like the grandmothers were named either Dorothy or Verthea or something connecting to Dorothy. So I was like, yeah. As I'm listening to it, and then, it's like, yeah, she already looked all this up.
We don't know for sure. We cannot say for sure that she looked it up, but these are for sure things that are already publicly available. One thing that the cowboy hat thing, it's just like,
Oh yeah, where there was a
It-
picture where everybody was in cowboy
she-
hats.
and to me, it's like, yeah, you just know me the way a stranger would know me on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like she didn't offer any intimate details.
Oh, yeah, there was the one woman, she had a tattoo that had the K and wings, and that apparently was on social media, and that's where she came up with the whole wing thing.
Oh, and the double holiday,
I was about to bring up the double holiday, the Christmas and the New Year's, because she looked and she saw the woman died on December 30th, which is between Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, so she was saying New Year's Eve. It's like, yeah.
who knows? At the end of this reading, maybe both mothers that got the readings felt better about it. I
Well,
don't know. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like Suzanne puts people through that emotional roller coaster that Matt Fraser does.
Yeah.
Because Matt Fraser will tell you all these terrible things that your loved one either thought, felt, or went through, and then he builds you back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Suzanne, it almost felt like it was all rainbows and butterflies.
Oh
and
yeah. And
heaven was a party, and yeah.
and you can eat all you want and do that. Yeah. But don't go yet. It's not your time. Yes.
Exactly. Which I hope so. Like I hope I'm still holding up hope that it's all you can eat buffet and a big party up there. And this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building your online presence, website, domain, the whole thing, all in one place. I've been doing this podcast for 8 years now, 18 million downloads later, so I have a legitimate podcast. But if you go to my website right now, it is down. That's because I got hacked and I was freaking out until I found Squarespace. Because now I'm able to design the web page all on my own. It's super easy, very intuitive. Here's the thing, credibility matters. Whether you're running a business, launching a podcast, or putting your work out into the world, people make snap judgments based on how you present yourself online. A solid website signals that you are the real deal. Squarespace makes that easy. Their design tools include an AI feature called Blueprint, helping you build something that looks professional without needing to know how to code or hire a designer. Pick a template, drag and drop, and you've got something that actually represents what you are all about. And if you're trying to get paid for what you do, it's all built in. Offer services, send invoices, schedule appointments, take payments. No cobbling together a bunch of different tools. Own your corner of the internet. Head on over to squarespace.com/pretend for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use promo code PRETEND to save 10% off your website or domain purchase. I mean, and the answer might be no, but have you ever seen a psychic before?
Actually, when I was in college, I went to a palm reader, but I mean, it was, you know, joke, it wasn't serious, but that's as close. I've never actually been to a psychic. Um, Although
What did the palm reader say?
What
I'm
was it? She
curious.
said something about, I'll have 5 children. Didn't happen. That's all I can really remember. Because I thought to myself, oh no, I don't want 5 kids.
Well, hey, Kenito, it's never too late. You can still have 5 kids, man. You never know.
No, I'm nearly 60
Look
years old.
at Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. They have like toddlers in their house. So
I am neither Robert De Niro nor am I. Going, ooh, ah. No. No.
You just jarred a memory that I haven't thought about in a long time. In college, I too got a palm reading. And I do remember what the palm reading said. And for those who are palm readers out on the internet, you could read my palm and see what else is. Yeah, read Kenito's palm too. Do you see anything exciting there? I don't know which one's the lifeline, but
I remember.
Either way, it looks like I have a rocky road ahead. But one thing that the palm reader said that was actually kind of crazy was I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship. Well, it was not a bad relationship. It was a good relationship, and it ended, and I was devastated. And when you go through a bad breakup, you think that life is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went to this palm reader. I wasn't intending to go to a palm reader. I think it was just like we met up a friend for lunch, and the friend happened to be the friend's friend happened to be a palm reader, and so she read my palm, and she says that I was about to meet the love of my life, which I thought at the time sounded ridiculous, considering what I had just gone through. And sure enough, a couple months later, I met my wife. So who knows? You never know. The exercise here for these episodes wasn't to tell people that psychics aren't real or that you can't grieve however you want to grieve or anything like that. If something gives you comfort, and somebody online tell me, Javier, you don't believe, it's because you need to take some psychedelics. And I'm like, no. It's not that I don't want you to believe. I want you to be smart and recognize when somebody's trying to take advantage of you, right? So now, hopefully, if you were able to listen with critical ears, you would know that I'm not telling you what to believe and what not to believe. But if you hear something specific like Reynolds Wrap or Wizard of Oz, and you happen to have a lot of Dorothys in your family, just know that maybe that person is pulling your leg. Sometimes you go to a magic show and I don't know how they did it, but that doesn't mean that it's real, right? So as long as you're armed with that logic, that's all I want you to walk away with. So, Kenito, before we go, tell me, I'm curious myself, like, how did you discover pretend and what draws you to this topic?
Honestly, I don't recall what it was that made me find it. I do remember the first episode I listened to was about an FBI agent named Mark. I remember that. But as far as what it was that
Oh,
brought me
yeah.
to it, I
Wow,
don't.
that was a long time
Oh,
ago.
yeah. That was like first season. It wasn't the first episode. I think it was the fourth
Yeah.
episode. I think. You know,
Mark Ruskin.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was early on, and I don't, what I like about it, I like the whole true crime genre, but I get kind of tired of murder, which is what most of them go to. It's like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
this is going to be about, a different type of crime. This would be, and I loved it. And I've been listening and yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to come to terms with Patreon because I just find it so weird that people would actually support with their money
Yeah.
my hobby, which is nuts. Like when you stop to think about it, that somebody who will pay you to do your hobby, but it turns out that this is a very expensive hobby,
Yeah.
very time consuming hobby.
Yes.
So I do appreciate it, man. I really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I love my Patreon supporters. Like I know that you've made acquaintances too
Yeah.
on Patreon with the other pretend listeners.
Yes.
We have our own little pretenders club. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, Kenito, thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah.
show. And I look forward to having more chats on the side. And for any
yeah.
of you who are listening, if you ever want to be a co-host with me on these bonus episodes, message me on Patreon and we could possibly make it happen. All right. Well, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. We'll be back next week with a whole brand new story. So stay tuned for that.
Sounds good.
For those of you who are interested in seeing more of these psychics things, make sure to subscribe to Susan Gerbic's YouTube channel because she has tons of videos, not only on Susanne Wilson and on Matt Fraser, but she has other psychics things that are equally as epic. So go check that out. I'll have a link in the show notes.